So Kamala Harris has really gotten under Donald Trump's skin, and it shows so much. It's just glaring. We can all see that she really rattled him, and she really rattled him when she talked about his campaign rallies and how that they were small compared to hers. And he, ever since then, he's been off on this whole battle cry about how that he has the biggest rallies, he has the best rallies, no one ever leaves. She baited him so good on that one. And for some reason, it has got under his skin so bad that Kamala Harris once worked at a McDonald's. It's got under his skin so bad that he staged a publicity stunt at a McDonald's. And folks, I'll be honest with you, I see comments from people in my part of the world, and I sometimes say to myself, were they ever really paying attention to what was going on around them? Because I'll see people say things like, oh yeah, man, Trump may be out there, man, but I have to hand it to him. He went there and helped with that hurricane. No, those were AI images that was created of him wading through water. He didn't do anything. And man, I commend him, for going out there and working at the McDonald's. He didn't work at a McDonald's. He staged a photo op. And we're going to take some looks at this. And then we're going to talk about why that it's an insult to everyone involved. Take a look.
Bring it over to the left side, put it into there, salt, and then take them off.
Could they have some? Looks good, huh? These are definitely fresh. The good thing, they're definitely fresh.
Can you take a step back, sir? And then
I pull.
exactly, and we're going to hook it right onto there.
Okay. Shake a little bit.
Now you don't got to shake it, just hook it right onto there. And then we're going to bring this handle up toward the sky, so that way it'll
Get rid of the oil.
Yep, bring oil. And then that's good. We're going to bring them over directly to this one.
Alright.
Very good.
So first of all, it should be noted that McDonald's actually failed its health inspection, and mainly because workers weren't wearing hairnets and their hands weren't clean. They didn't have on gloves, so that should be noted right out of the gate. Trump standing there with no gloves, no hairnet, of course. He said his hands were clean, though. We're supposed to believe him. But what is so comical about that clip to me is he's not working. He's standing there, and this kid is walking him through this, and he's like, oh, wow, yeah, okay, yeah, wow. This was not an 8-hour shift, folks. This ain't like he went in there and just busted his balls. He went in there to do a photo op, and then, of course, he had to hand them out the window. Take a look at how ridiculous this truly is.
How many would you put in a bag like this? Like 6 you could? 6 mediums?
5 is fine.
5?
Would fit the most. First order, get 3 medium fries, and they're waiting for you.
Okay, very good. Let's go. Oh, I see. Now I'm going to see that. Oh, that's your customer out there.
Yes.
Wow, it's pretty good. Okay, let's say. You believe this? Look at this guy. He's a MAGA guy all the way.
Okay, so for his first order, yep.
Well, that's our good-looking group. Hello, everybody. Thank you, man. You take care. Thank you, honey. Have a good time. Thank you. It's cute. This is fun. I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this shop. I like this shop. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Oh, this is a MAGA guy all the way right here. He's a MAGA guy. Well, yeah, of course he is, because the whole thing is staged. It's not real. This is another one of those scripted moments that Trump comes up with to make people think that he's one of them. Kamala got under his skin so bad that he goes out there and does this. And it's supposed to impress us. We're supposed to be impressed. And some people are probably going, well, Brando, how do you know it was a stunt? Well, here's the receipt. And you can pause when it zooms in on this note that was on the window at McDonald's. They were closed at Trump's request. Everything you saw was staged. Take a look. So yeah, the guy who never worked an honest day in his life and does not know what it's like to live on minimum wage and try to scrape by in this world, closed the McDonald's down. They closed the McDonald's down on his request and allowed him to do his photo op in there to dupe good old boys there in East Tennessee into thinking he's one of us, man. How many times does this guy have to insult you? It reminds me of Animal House. Thank you, sir. May I have another? It's like, really, how many times does this guy just have to lay it into you guys before you go, you know what? Screw it. He's insulted us. He's insulted our heritage. He's insulted who we are. He's mocked and ridiculed everything about us, and he's just made everything into a stage prop. But if it was such a hard job and he was such a hard-working man and he's for the working people, well, when he was asked about the minimum wage going up, watch how he dodged that question.
Should be raised.
Well, I think these people who work hard, they're great, and I just saw something, a process that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. These are great franchises and produce a lot of jobs, and it's great. And great people work in here too.
But minimum wage is
Recently increased.
So yes, ma'am.
So yeah, just completely ducked and dodged that one. These are hardworking people. They're great people. Great people works here and they work hard, but he completely dodged that question because he's not for the minimum wage coming up. And I can't believe that there's people in this world that in the year 2024, with prices where they're at and with everything where it's at, honestly can say with a straight face that it shouldn't be any more than $7.25. When I hear someone make that argument, I really have a hard time taking them seriously about anything. If they told me the sky was blue, I'd have to look over my shoulder to make sure. It's an insult to everyone involved that he went out there and did this. This guy has never worked a day in his life. Kamala Harris got under his skin because she has. Kamala Harris gets under Donald Trump's skin because she does everything better than he ever could. He's being upstaged by a black woman and he can't stand it. That's the brutal truth. That's what it is more than anything else. He knows he's losing to her and he's spiraling and he's doing everything he possibly can to try to show people, hey, I'm one of you. But it's all this one big staged prop. It's all this one big act to keep people thinking that he's one of us. But he's the same guy that would turn the American military on people who disagreed with him and stepped out of line. And he said so, and we've brought those receipts. People in my part of the world struggle to get by. I'll give them that all day long. I know we have struggled here in these parts for years. And I know people goes to work and puts the work in and puts the time in. Why look to a billionaire who blew through his daddy's money and who bankrupted casinos, okay? Why look at that guy and think he's one of us because he went out and did a stage prop at a McDonald's? It's an insult because he would never do that job on his own. If he wants a new reality show out of this whole deal, I got the perfect idea. I'll be glad to produce it. I'll sit back and I will put this into motion and he can go right for it. Give up all your money. Give up everything you have. Give up Mar-a-Lago. Give up everything. You don't have nothing. You just come down here to East Tennessee, pal, and we'll move you into an apartment somewhere or a single wide mobile home. We will move you in one of those places and you're going to have to pay top dollar for rent. You're going to have to pay a car payment. You're going to have to pay insurance on that car. You're going to have to pay all your utilities, and you're going to do so on minimum wage. You're going to do so on that fry job. You're going to go down there every day, and there's no out for you. There's no scapegoat. Can't get a loan from a buddy. You can't get no health care either. You can't have anything. If you get sick, tough shit, pal. Nothing. You get absolutely nothing. You just go out there and you live like people, and you do it for a year. The guy wouldn't last one day. He wouldn't survive one shift. He would pout, throw a tantrum, and walk out. And he's duped people who works every day at that job and busts their balls to scrape by. He's duped people like that into thinking he's one of us because he goes out there, closes down a restaurant, and gets up there and poses. The dude is the ultimate poser. I'm so tired of... We should all just take the gloves off on this moron. He is a poser. He's not one of us. He will never be one of us in no world. No matter how many times he cosplays as something, he's not. He came to West Virginia, put on a coal miner's hat, and people in my part of the world suddenly got hard. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen because he wouldn't dare go underground and dig a piece of coal. He would never do it himself. And he could not survive if he had to. He wouldn't last one day in your shoes. Why give him your vote? It will never make sense to me. There's not a world where you can make it make sense. And somewhere deep down, if there's a MAGA troll still hanging on at this point in the video, somewhere deep down in your gut, you know I'm right that he would not last if he had to do that job and live on minimum wage. I still can't believe it's this close. I can't. But I want to let everyone know right out of the gate before we go that I have never broke anyone's leg, okay? This is an inside wrestling joke, and if you guys, somebody needs to get in the comments and let them know what it is. I'm not going to say. I want to see who out there is the first one to drop in the comments and tell me where I broke Wahoo's leg came from. If you can tell me that, we can be friends. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As crazy as it is talking about this stuff every day, I still enjoy hanging out with you and talking about it because it's very therapeutic for me. I don't go to therapy. I sit and talk to you guys, and I truly appreciate it. So thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. If you haven't already, be sure to do so. And we're going to get over that finish line and one day look back on all this stupidity and try to figure out how the hell we got here.